You read that right. Apple accidentally confirmed rumors and leaks about their upcoming rollable device, the Apple iPhone X1, last week. And this perfectly matches up with some of the research that I have been doing for almost the entirety of the last year. Alright, I won't waste any more of your time and let's get straight into it. My initial suspicion arose when the stock price of Apple fell by 5.23% on the 5th of August 2019. That was a red flag, right? Apple is a large company and their price falling like that, that is a red flag in my opinion. Well, speaking of red, consider hitting that red subscribe button and also the thumbs up button. So obviously some dramatic decision was taken by the board of directors of Apple with which the shareholders were not happy with. Being unhappy and not willing to risk their money, most of the shareholders withdrew their money from Apple. I started thinking, what could have been that drastic decision? What could have been that dramatic decision? Then it struck me. Do you know what happened on the 28th of August? The first leaks and rumors and renders of an LG rollable started popping up. So obviously the dramatic decision taken on that day when the stocks fell was to either invest in LG or help LG in making that rollable device. But this was not a decision that the shareholders thought will be good for Apple. A decision that shareholders thought by which Apple will lose money. So Apple then had a master plan. Apple thought that they will buy the entirety of the smartphone division of LG. But it's not as easy as I say it. There were many hurdles. For starters, LG was not ready to sell off their smartphone division no matter how much money Apple was willing to pay for it. But Apple was desperate to buy LG and Apple brought out their trump card, Pokemon Masters. Apple tried their best to convince DNA, that is the people who developed the Pokemon Masters game, to make their app available to iOS users and was even ready to pay an amount to DNA in order to make that app available on App Store. DNA was more than happy to receive a lot of money for doing something, so obviously they accepted it, and hence the very next day after the rumors of the LG rollable popped up, Pokemon Masters was made available on App Store. Now, once Apple made Pokemon Masters available on iOS, Apple asked DNA to convince LG to sell off its smartphone division to Apple. And from this point onwards is when things get crazy. DNA is from Japan and LG is from South Korea. But then the South Korea-Japan relations have not been very good for many years now. But Apple, they are very desperate and they are also rich. They are the richest tech company. When Apple is desperate to have something, most of the time they get it. And this was one such thing. And why else would two countries having very unhealthy relationships decide to have a meet in the December of 2019? This is too obvious, and you know that Apple is very powerful but also very desperate to buy the smartphone division of LG. So now there is massive pressure on LG to accept the deal made by Apple and sell off its smartphone division to Apple, because two countries with what I can call maybe the most unhealthy relationships met with each other just so that Apple can buy the smartphone division of LG. But LG was very brave and surprised everyone by stalling the signing of the deal, because they had some interesting devices which was in the works. By this time the pandemic started and everyone had to revisit their plans, including Apple and LG. They decided that it will be best to not take any drastic decision right now, or at least until the situation improves. It was during this time that LG released the Velvet, Stylo and Wing into the market, which looked very promising, I will admit, but LG could not convince people to buy these devices. And this was the time when Apple released the iPhone 12 series and also the iPhone SE 2020, which were massive hits. And as a result, LG was losing money through its smartphone division, whereas Apple's sales were skyrocketing. LG wanted money and quickly if they wanted to sustain the smartphone division, but unfortunately they couldn't get enough money to sustain the smartphone division. But since Apple had got richer, they were not demanding a higher price, they were demanding a lower price than what was agreed upon by both of the parties. Besides, Apple was in talks with Samsung to make arrangements for their rollable display for their rollable phone, the Apple X1. And finally, LG accepted the deal and the smartphone division of LG was sold to Apple secretly. Apple was adamant on making sure that the signing was secret for at least a couple of months. Seeing all this and especially seeing how everything was alright in the end, the CEO of DNA said in Japanese to all the employees, but more importantly to you, the viewers,
ハッピーエイプリルフール
which translates in English to
Happy April Fool's Day.
yeah, happy April Fool's Day. So, if you have not checked the dates so far, then this might be a really good time to do so. And hope this was fun for you to watch. It was very fun for me to make. And that's it for today. Hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon. I'll catch you very soon. So I have a video lined up for you, and it should be ready in about 1 to 2 weeks. I'm working on it, and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss it.